45 minutes from Queenstown, at the head of Lake Wakatipu, a small community known as Glenorchy lies. Popular with day trippers, the area is known for its spectacular beauty and rural setting. The mountains that loom over Glenorchy to the southwest hold the relics of the miners who once inhabited this area. The lives and importance of these workers are little known to day trippers, and their role as one of the most prominent exporters of tungsten for the Allied effort during World War I and II is largely forgotten. Their story is tied to these mountains. We're here at the Whakaari Conservation Area. We're starting down here at the car park. Our plan today is about an 8-hour journey. We'll be taking our way up to the Heather Jock Hut here via the Bonnie Jean mine. Also, we'll check out some of the Mount Judah mines as well on the way. These mines were used to mine Sheelite. So Sheelite was the ore in which you would find tungsten, which was a mineral that was used to harden steel at the time. So we'll go through and explain a little bit more about that as we go through. And then another 3 hours up here to the McIntosh Hut where we'll be staying overnight. Not far from the start of the trail was a hut that belonged to the operator of the battery. Looks like your bedroom, Francesco. So behind me here we have the Glenorchy Sheelite battery, and the battery was used to actually crush up the Sheelite ore, which was used to extract tungsten, and tungsten is used to strengthen steel and a lot of other metals. The actual battery itself was established in 1906, and it was then expanded during World War I due to the demand of tungsten for the barrels of the guns that were used in World War I. In fact, New Zealand and this region here in particular was the largest supplier of tungsten for World War I in Europe, so they shipped a lot of their stuff out to Europe for the war, and it was later expanded upon as well in World War II. So this is the remainder that we have of this particular battery. In the background there we have Mt Macintosh, 2,830 meters I believe. This is Chinaman's Flat down here, and named after the Chinese miners in the area back in the 1800s. During the wars, the tungsten produced from these mines was exclusively purchased by the government as a part of the country's contribution to the war, and could not be sold elsewhere. So behind me here we have the Mount Judah Sheelite mine, which was the oldest and largest Sheelite mine in New Zealand. Covered an area of 3 kilometers, and Sheelite reef that was under here was first discovered in 1884 after gold was discovered nearby in the 1860s. So the demand for Sheelite went up dramatically during the First and Second World War, and these mines were expanded upon during that time. The tunnels were built man-sized, making the work constrained and difficult. Some reached up to 366 meters long. So we've got mine site number 4 right here. So it looks like it's time to freshen up. Pretty good. So we're going to have a little look inside the Jean Hut. Explore inside. Well, if you're desperate enough. Empty. So that was the Gene Hut, one of the two Gene Huts up here, and it was built for the miners, the Sheelite miners in the area around the time of World War I. The miners would come down from the mountains in the winter months, but warmer months would be spent up high, mostly in solitude, making for a very lonely experience. So we finally made it up to the Heather Jock Hut. Gonna have a little bit of an afternoon tea and a break. The climb up here was actually a little bit higher and a little bit harder than we thought, but these views, absolutely spectacular. It's quite nice. I like it. So this is like a work shed. So this is the old cable way. It would bring up and down the goods. So we just passed the Boozer Hut behind me there, and in the distance up there we have the Bonnie Gene Hut, so the second Gene Hut. And you're probably thinking why a lot of these huts have sort of Scottish sounding names like Mt McIntosh or McIntyre, the nearby town of Glenorchy for example, and even the capital of Otago, Dunedin, is the Gaelic word for Edinburgh, and that's because we had a lot of Scottish settlers in this region in the 1800s, so a lot of the names are named after Scottish words. And we're about to cross a river called the Buckleburn very shortly, and the burn is also a Scottish word for a river or a stream, so we'll cross that very soon. In 1861, a significant amount of gold was found in the Buckleburn, leading to a gold rush which peaked at approximately 3,000 people. Alright, so I'm crossing the Buckleburn right now. Ooh, it's chilly. The gold and Sheelite miners were not the first people looking for minerals in this area. The Māori people have used the nearby Dart and Rootburn rivers since the 12th century in their search for greenstone or punamu. How's the McIntyre Hut?
You missing naked Italians?
Another topless Italian.
Yeah, man, good.
So we're doing a quick stop off at the McIntyre Hut. How's everyone feeling right now?
Good. It's actually better than before.
Yeah.
Had a bit
Definitely better than before.
of cloud cover helping us out on the way up. So got 1 to 2 hours left to the McIntosh Hut. As the fading colours of sunset drenched over this spectacular landscape, I wondered for a moment about what sort of connection the miners of this area had with the mountains they spent most of their lives, and whether after a long hard day's work underground, they were able to stop and appreciate the breathtaking scenery all around them. I concluded that the beauty of this place is impossible not to appreciate, as I took it all in one last time, tired from my own experience, before powering on to the McIntosh Hut to retire. So there is the McIntosh Hut, right up there. Okay, so we are leaving now the McIntosh Hut. A little bit of a journey today. We're making our way down to Glenorchy. where we started. Beautiful view out here. Mount Earnslaw in the distance.
Right now we're at the Long Gully Saddle. We came up this way yesterday to go up to the hut, but today we are heading all the way up that steep bit and across the ridge to the other side, where we'll make our way down to Glenorchy Road. Really steep.
So just retracing our steps from yesterday, we started off here and made our way all the way up this path here. Ended up there, and then we sort of split off and came up here to the Heather Jock Hut, and then around the loop, back down here into the Buckler Burn, which is the river we crossed. Made our way all the way up the slopes to there, which is the McIntyre Hut, and then zigzagged our way right up here, back over the pass, and then up to the hut just up there. It's kind of crazy. That's the McIntosh Hut.
Traversing the high ridge above Glenorchy, we really got a glimpse at what made this place so special.
So we're making our way down this ridge now. Make our way over those hills up there. Got this spectacular view in the background. Right down there you can see the Dart River, and that's at the end of the Paradise Valley. And then here you have a lake called Diamond Lake, which somewhat resembles a diamond shape. And Mount Earnslaw over here, with the big glacier up on top, used in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit films. And then down here we have the Reese River that leads out to Lake Whakatipu over there. So we have the confluence of the Reese and the Dart River meeting Lake Whakatipu over here. In the distance there, you can see Pigeon Island. It's a little bit steep now. Right down to Glenorchy.
During our steep descent, Miranda had somehow lost her iPhone. We didn't actually realise this until we had reached the bottom of the hill.
So we're here now up on Chinaman's Flat, just above Glenorchy. That was a massive decline. It was over 1,000 meters in just under like 2 kilometers. So straight down here. God, it's kind of crazy getting down. But we're here now, and not too far to go. Mainly flat sort of countryside walks through some farmland before we get down onto the Glenorchy road and then back to the van where we started.
After traversing a while on the Chinaman's Flat, I realised Miranda hadn't been following me. Once I finally was able to get into contact with her, she had told me the bad news.
A little bit of a setback. Miranda has lost her phone, so she's run back up the hill to hopefully recover it, and I'm, in the meantime, heading down to grab the car and drive back up here. So hopefully save her a little bit of time, but I've tried calling her and she hasn't answered, so I'm guessing that she hasn't found the phone yet. So I finally made it out of the trail, but we're not all in the clear yet. Miranda is still a fair way back. I had a look in my zoom lens and I think she's going to be at least half an hour. So I'm going to go grab the car. There's a little bit of a walk along the road and maybe meet her somewhere along the trail and give her a hand.
After returning with the car, I had realised the road near our track was a private farmer's road with a locked gate. Soon after, I could hear Miranda call out for help. Exhausted from heat, she'd gave up her search for the missing phone.
So Miranda is upset because she lost her phone. Not that it makes up for it, but hopefully this ice cream will cheer her up a little bit. This is Miranda, shell-shocked. Look at the ice cream. Ooh.
Oh, it's amazing.
There you go. Look.
That night, I had received a message from a Czech couple who had found Miranda's phone on the trail. They had saw my missed calls and wanted to find the owner. The following day, they had returned the phone to us on their way through Queenstown. This honest couple deserved more than the beers we had bought for them for our gratitude. At Global Travel Stories, we would love to hear what you enjoyed and what you would like to see more of. Please leave your feedback in the comments below. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell-shaped notification button if you haven't already. Very big adventures coming soon.